In this example, you're going to learn how to use the choice task, where you might want to route a task and have the user pick from a list of choices. And then based on those choices, you might want to go down different paths within the workflow. So let's go ahead and create a new workflow definition. I'm going to call this task choice example. And I'm going to go to our toolbox and search for choice. And you will see the route choice task to users. I'm going to go ahead and connect the two steps. And let's go and fill the properties of this step. So first, I'm going to say who to route to. So I'm going to select myself as the user. I'm going to give a task description. So I'm going to call this select a color. Let's say we want the user to pick a color. Next, we're going to go to return values. And this is where you will define all the different choices. I'm going to go ahead and say red, green, blue. And if you want to reorder these choices, you can also move them. Okay, you can put red, blue, green, and go ahead and save that. And we're going to go ahead and save this particular step and save the workflow definition. But also, let's add some decision steps so that we can know which path it went down based on the selection. So I'm going to say decision, and I'm going to use our famous 1 = 1 expression. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to duplicate that. Now I'm going to connect these steps together. Now that these steps are configured, we're going to make selections on these connections so that they only go down if a certain value is selected on the choice task. So let's tell it to go down this path if it is red is selected. We can tell it to go down this path if blue is selected, and we can tell it to go down this path if green is selected. So you can see based on the selections made on the choice task, the workflow will now go down different paths based on the value selected by the user. Let's go ahead and save this workflow definition, and let's go and create a new instance. Let's go ahead and execute it. Now we can leave the workflow designer, and let's look at our workflow instances. We have a workflow instance that's sleeping, and we can also render it. We can see that it's waiting on the choice task step. Since this task was routed to myself, I'm going to go to my tasks. So I'm going to go to tasks and task menu option. I have a task waiting here called select a color. As you can see, I have a selection here with red, green, or blue. Let's go ahead and select red and complete this task. At this point, tasks have disappeared, and if I go to my workflow instances, the workflow instance has finished. Let's go ahead and render the workflow, and as you can see, it went down the red path.